having those conversations, even with parents and older members of our families, should be norm.
Yes, you know what? Actually, Don, we do see even sexually transmitted infections in the old age homes. We do. So people are sexually active. So we need to normalize these conversations. Sex has no age when it comes to that stage of you are done, and people should not shy away from it because it's beautiful. It was designed for that. And if you still have desires or wanting to do it, there's nothing wrong with that. But the key thing is doing it responsibly with the person that you are responsible with, but there is no cut-off age.
Yeah,
No
at least
cut-off age.
none that established, for especially black people, they keep going forever, it seems, some of them,
Right, right, yes,
which is good. We want to close the show by talking a little bit about some of the myths,
yes,
right? You mentioned that word earlier. What are some of the myths that we need to clear up as we kind of get to wrap up?
right, yes. I mean, the myths that the fertility part, people thinking that when you've had fibroids, you'll never be fertile. That's not true. Like I said, it depends on the size. It's always important it's not an absolute that when you've had fibroids, you'll never have children. So that's a myth, right? And the fact that people don't believe when they see these symptoms, they believe that no, it's not. Or maybe sometimes people believe that they are bewitched, Dawn. We've seen people thinking that someone is bewitching me in Africa, in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
UK,
that's true.
in
Yeah.
Canada.
Mhm.
There's a lot of those things, and this is mere a gynecological issue that we can actually solve. So those are the most common ones that we see people believing that there's no hope after. So that's why I'm saying it's always important to bring those spouses to understand and be educated on fibroids. And of course, just the whole thing that if you are not sexually active after you have had history, you cannot have an abnormal pap smear. That is not true. So screening for women who are sexually active till the age 69, and just following up,
Yeah.
right? Yes.
Yeah, so I hope people who are watching take some of these key lessons away. Screen, go and have a checkup. Ladies, do the pap smears and the other things that are a part of that routine of getting information and understanding what is happening. Uh, Understand that vaginal health is a part of what you should do, right? It's not only there for sex. There are lots of other things happening down there that you need to be aware of. And like you said, Doc, the things that you possibly do 30 years, 20 years ago, at some point, still has some impact down the road, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
be conscious of that. Uh, what's the parting lesson that we want to leave with those who are watching? There's one thing, because we say a lot of things today, and I usually understand that people hear and it slides through and they forget. But if
Yes.
there's one thing you want, especially the women watching,
Yes.
to take away, what would that one thing be?
You just said it, Don. Screening. I love women when they come to my clinic for screening. Pap smear is one of my favorite because it's 100% preventable, Don. So screening, it's free. You just go in there, it's less than 5 minutes, we're done. That's very important. And of course, the importance of following up. Some people, they would know they had an abnormal pap smear, but they never follow up. They think it's going to go away. And they start going back home and say, you know what, I'm going to go for my traditional medicine. I'm going to do all these things. And then by the time they come back, it's in the later stage.
Yeah,
So screening, and also just asking those questions. There's no stupid question. Ask your doctor if you don't understand. And if you see any abnormal discharge or something new you are observing, you have something that's unusual, go immediately. Don't
yeah,
stay and be scared. Doctors are there, they are trained to help you and basically direct you to the right direction. And we do these tests.
yeah.
You know, yeah.
Don't continue. Don't feel like, okay, because I'm in a relationship or a sexual relationship, I need to continue. So even though this is happening and there's discomfort and all the rest of it, you
Yes,
figure there's an obligation to continue.
yes.
Go and have it checked.
Yes. And also maybe to add on spouses to be supportive, to be supportive.
Right.
Fibroids is not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And unfortunately, if your spouse or your wife has to unfortunately go through hysterectomy because of the biggest fibroid she had, there's options of adoption. Black people have been adopting forever informally. We've been
Right.
adopting our sisters' kids.
Oh
So
yeah.
what
Yeah.
stops you? right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
stops you if you could do it? So that's also an option.
Right, right. Awesome. This was great, Dr. Yanati. Always a pleasure to have you on, and we touch base on different levels outside. I appreciate the time as always.